On 27th December 1911, at the annual session of the Indian National Congress, Rabindranath Tagore's freshly composed song Jana Gana Mana was performed, offering thanks for the divine benediction showered so generously on our country and our people. It had pleased Providence to guide Bharat's destiny and to give succor to its suffering populace. The poet's lyrics sang a paean to the expression of this divine glory that had many attributes. The Janagana Mangaladayaka, the giver of grace, was at the same time the Janagana Oikya Vidhayaka, the one who crafted unity out of India's religious and regional diversity. The eternal charioteer was also the Janagana Pathapurichayaka, navigating for his followers a most difficult path. Direndranath Tagore had written down the musical score of Jana Gana Mana in 1918. An elaborate orchestration of the song was done in Hamburg, Germany in September 1942. A song that so brilliantly fuses together an invocation to divine sovereignty with an intimation of popular sovereignty may seem with hindsight to have been a natural selection as a national anthem. Yet there is reason to ponder how Tagore, a patriot who was a powerful critic of nationalism, came to be accepted as the author of two national anthems of India and Bangladesh. When Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose inaugurated the Free India Centre in Europe on 2nd November 1942, the green, saffron and white tricolour of the Indian National Congress was adopted as the national flag. Jana Gana Mana Adhinayaka Jaya He was chosen by Netaji as the national anthem. A choice that would be ratified by the Indian Constituent Assembly after independence. The Independence Day of India was observed in a big way at a ceremony in Berlin on 26 January 1943. The Independence Pledge of the Indian National Congress was read out. Berlin's radio orchestra played Jana Gana Mana as India's national anthem with great panache. Netaji made his final appearance in Berlin on this occasion before his epic submarine voyage to Asia. The Azad Hind government, proclaimed by Netaji in Singapore on 21st October 1943, inculcated a spirit of unity among all Indians with a subtle sense of purpose. Jai Hind was chosen from the very outset as a common greeting or salutation when Indians met one another. Hindustani, an admixture of Hindi and Urdu, written in the Roman script, became the national language, but given the large South Indian presence, translation into Tamil was provided at all public meetings. A simple Hindustani version of Tagore's song, Jana Gana Mana Adhinayaka Jaya He, became the national anthem. As a Bengali, Netaji went out of his way to ask Abid Hassan to get the national anthem rendered in the national language of India. The lyricist Mumtaz Hussain composed the Hindustani song in 3 verses rather than 5, and Ram Singh Thakur wrote down a band score based on the original tune. Mumtaz Hussain did not attempt translation but sought to capture the spirit of Tagore's song. Jaya He naturally became Jai Ho. In 1911, the British moved the capital from Calcutta to Delhi. Little did our colonial masters know that in the same year a song had found utterance in the city that would be acknowledged in Delhi as the national anthem once the tricolour replaced the Union flag. But the song did not travel along the Grand Trunk Road from Calcutta to Delhi. It traversed Patanob Phudayo Bundhura Pantha, the entire global itinerary of India's struggle for freedom, to eventually find its home in every Indian heart.